Welcome back, friends. I'm Julia, and today I'm going to talk about GMAT score plateaus. We'll discuss what they are, common reasons people get stuck on them, and how to overcome those reasons. What is a score plateau? It's a phenomenon that students frequently run into on their test prep. They get their score to a certain point, but then they get stuck. And even though they're still spending a lot of time prepping and studying, they aren't seeing score improvements like they were before. If that sounds like your situation, you have come to the right place. Since this is a graduate school entrance exam, it's probably not your first test. You've likely got quite a bit of experience prepping for exams by now. While that may seem like a good thing, the GMAT is unusual in a few different ways, from topic variety to its structure. If you've not taken a test quite like it before, then your prep strategies might not apply as seamlessly as you'd hoped. It's more a test of using your reasoning skills than a test of how many mathematical formulas you remember or how good your vocabulary is. The solution to this issue is to reframe your studying as a way to develop reasoning skills instead of simply memorizing facts or building a knowledge base. A good prep program can be helpful with putting topics into the right perspective. That isn't to say you don't need strong verbal and quant fundamentals, which is another common plateau cause. This was a problem I ran into when trying to use the GMAT OG material to prep. It reviews topics, but it doesn't cover the fundamentals really in depth. Though many of the skills you need for the exam are developed in high school. I'd been out of high school for over 10 years when I started studying for the GMAT, and I needed more of an in-depth refresher than the OG material was designed to offer. Once I switched to a thoroughly detailed self-study, self-paced program, I started learning one topic at a time, and I was able to develop my understanding of the topics in a more significant, more efficient way, which led to an easier time with practice questions. If you've already polished up your fundamental verbal and quant skills, that is great. However, you need more than a flashcard understanding of the material. It's not about memorization or remembering. You have to be able to apply what you're learning. Tailored practice questions are really helpful for this, both helpful for developing the skill and helpful for assessing your progress with the skill. After you read about a particular topic or situation, try to apply what you just learned to a few pertinent practice questions and see if you've got a dynamic understanding of the material or if it's still a little bit static. If it's still too rigid, keep at the topic until you can employ what you're learning in the way that the test requires. This is also a good reason to do practice questions at every difficulty level, because an easy question might use the same knowledge as a medium question or a hard question, but via a different technique. If you're practicing this way regularly and still not seeing improvements in your score, then you might be doing your practice problems in a way that's hindering your progress. The GMAT is timed and it gives you approximately 2 minutes per question, so a lot of people do practice problems that way. Practicing untimed until your accuracy is really high, in my experience, is a more effective way to learn how to do problems than practicing within the time limit, but without a focus on correct answers. If you learn to answer questions correctly, even if you're slower than 2 minutes per question, then at least you're getting them correct. However, if you always answer them within 2 minutes, but your accuracy isn't where you need it to be, then it's difficult to increase your accuracy a lot. If you get your accuracy where you want it to be, time is a much easier thing to cut down. The final reason for a score plateau is that you've been given information or approaches that don't suit you well. If you repeatedly struggle to do some question types correctly, then you might need to look for alternative explanations or approaches and see if there's a better fit. Like I mentioned earlier, OG material wasn't working well for me. Doesn't mean it isn't good, it just wasn't a good fit for me. There are several different prep programs out there that you can look into. I used the TTP self-study program. It was a way better fit for my learning style. There are also tons of practice questions on GMAT forums that you can try, and the comments are often just full of different advice on how to get to the right answer. Since it's about application, not rigidity, finding the right path that suits you is the best path. If you're struggling with score plateaus, try these solutions and see if you can break through. Taking care of yourself and studying in the most effective way for you should help you give your best exam performance. Hang in there, stay confident, and I will see you next time.